Hello everyone, today we are going to be reading some Reddit stories of r/mother-in-laws from hell. And I'm sure you could have guessed, this is a category of very difficult mothers-in-law. Alright, let's get into it. Removed visitation rights from my mother-in-law with my newborn. Hey, so my 29 female mother-in-law, 60 female, is an extremely manipulative person. She openly doesn't like me. Not for anything I've personally done, but because she really likes my husband's ex-partner. She even went as far to invite the ex to my husband's birthday party that I had thrown him and take selfies with her, posting them on her Facebook page. She ignored me the entire night. When I had fertility struggles, she suggested to my husband that he should leave for the ex. To be clear, there was no overlap. I'm not that kind of girl. He and his ex had been split up for 2 years before we even had our first date. Now we are married and have a newborn. She's violated all sorts of boundaries. My little boy was born preterm and at a low birth weight. At 2 weeks old, she kissed him right in front of me. She'd been told multiple times, no kisses, and whenever I tried to feed him, she tries to take him to feed him herself. Even if I bearware, she immediately says, "Hand my baby over." I've even asked her for my baby back and been told no. She was upset that I didn't let her bathe the baby for the first bath, and she wants the baby overnight. No chance. She's even bought a crib. Even if his nappy needs changing, she wants to do it instead of me. Even before he was here, she had plenty of opinions on how I plan to parent. My husband has tried to speak to her in the past, but she's a victim complex kind of person. If you try to hold her accountable, she cries and runs off saying you're upsetting her and refuses to continue the conversation. It's just too much for me now, and I voiced this to my husband. It's all too upsetting to keep subjecting myself to. Asking for your own baby back and being told no, you can't have him back yet is just so enraging. My husband sent her a message saying because the boundaries are getting violated, there aren't going to be any more visits for a while. She just thumbs up the message, didn't even give him a decent response or apology. Now, my family have been quite frankly amazing. My mom and dad have saved up and bought us hundreds of pounds of food shopping vouchers. They've watched baby to let us get sleep. They came over and cleaned my home top to bottom while I was in the hospital delivering. It's almost like my mother-in-law comes over to hold my baby while I clean the house and cook her dinner, but my family clean my house and make me dinner so I can hold my baby. I feel guilty for stopping visits with the mother-in-law, but I really feel like it's what's safest for my son. I can see it's hurting my husband to see my family playing with the baby, knowing his family aren't seeing him. Have I gone too far to suggest cutting off visits with mother-in-law completely? Or am I right to do so? Is there a better way? I'm so lost. Okay, first of all, as parents of a newborn, a baby cannot communicate their boundaries. A baby is not aware of what boundaries it should have, and even if it was aware, it's not able to communicate. So as the mother and father of a newborn, it is your responsibility to set boundaries and keep the baby safe. It is your primary responsibility to keep the baby safe. And if that means not having the mother-in-law around, it's kind of her fault for not respecting the boundaries. You haven't gone too far if you've communicated your boundaries and she's not respecting them. She's also not respecting you, the mother of the child. The top comment says, "You did what was best, and obviously your husband agrees with you, or he wouldn't have sent the message. And she knows she's in the wrong, or she would have sent more than just a thumbs up. Do not let her rug sweep the behavior. It needs to be known that in order for visits to start again, she has to agree to A, B, C things. And it needs to be made clear that if she does X, Y, or Z things that upset you, the visit ends right then and there. Boundaries have to have consequences, or they're nothing more than empty words." And I absolutely agree. But with that being said, let's get into the next story. Mother-in-law won't apologize for popping up on me in my postpartum room. Well, apparently spending Christmas with her new grandchild is not as important as vindictiveness to this woman. Long story short, my husband and I told everyone for months that we didn't want any visitors for 2 weeks after I had our son. Everybody understood this or at least respected it, except for mother-in-law and father-in-law. The main reason we made this rule is because of them and knowing they'd make me uncomfortable, but we applied it as a blanket rule for fairness. Before I had the baby, they had been treating me badly, and my husband and I were getting increasingly fed up, but there was still hope of a peaceful relationship. So after I had my baby, they started guilt-tripping my husband and drove 8 hours to pop up on me in my postpartum room, even though my husband begged them not to on the phone for hours. It totally stole the peace when we were supposed to be enjoying our time as a new family. Husband turned them right around and they went home without ever seeing me or the baby. But not after they tried to intercept our baby in the hallway when a nurse was taking him to a procedure. Still, they never saw him. All this drama because they couldn't wait 2 weeks. And this was after treating me as an incubator the whole pregnancy. My husband has told them they won't even dream of seeing the baby until I get a direct and sincere apology. They refuse and maintain that they are owed an apology from me for keeping them away from their grandchild. They called my husband the other day and asked him when we would be down for Christmas. He said that he still hadn't heard an apology from them, so we weren't even considering it. They still maintain that they are the ones who deserve an apology. So my husband said, "Okay, we won't be seeing you for Christmas then." Man, your husband is standing on business. So they decided that not apologizing is more important than having any kind of relationship with their grandchild. My husband is furious, and now even if they apologize, we're still keeping them at arm's length, and it's not going to be simple to repair anything after that. He thinks we've already been too lenient. From here on out, we won't be bothering to see them for Christmas, period. It will be for our family. But it's all just so crazy to me. It just burns me up that they think I need to apologize. Very thankful my husband has my back though. The best part of this whole story is how much your husband has your back and how much he's willing to stand up for you to his own parents. One of the comments says, "Wait, was the postpartum room the hospital room? Get out of here." They were told beforehand not to come. Their son told them repeatedly over the course of their 8-hour drive not to come, and they basically said, "Screw you and your wife." If I were you, they could apologize until the 12th of never, and they would never see my baby. Be thankful. They treated you like crap, like an incubator. Now you can banish them forever without an ounce of guilt. The top comment says, "Look on the positive side. You don't have to deal with them at Christmas, and you can just enjoy your lovely little family. I'd be sure to keep your doors locked because they might try to show up unannounced." On to the next story. 3 weeks postpartum, and I feel abandoned by my husband. Is this just hormones? Hi everyone, I'm 3 weeks postpartum, and I honestly don't know if I'm thinking straight anymore. I need some outside perspective because I feel like I'm drowning. For context, I'm from India. In our culture, women usually go to their parents' home during pregnancy and stay there a few months after delivery. But I have a health issue and my husband insisted that I stay with him throughout my pregnancy. He said he would feel more confident caring for me himself, and I agreed. I didn't go to my parents' place. Things were mostly okay until delivery. After giving birth, I told him that I needed him to stay with me at my parents' house for a few months. Both of our houses are 20 minutes apart from each other. I knew postpartum hormones would hit me hard because I struggled even in my first trimester. My parents and siblings adore me and take great care of me, but emotionally, I just needed my husband's presence. Not help, not chores, just him being there. But things have changed drastically. I don't know what narratives his mother has been feeding him since I came to my parents' place, but he's acting distant and almost annoyed by me. He refuses to come over and says things like, "People will talk if I keep going to the in-laws' house. I don't have a proper work setup at your place. My back hurts when I work there. I work 2 jobs, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. I need sleep. I can't wake up at night to help with the baby." Basically, everything is about him. And here I am, 3 weeks postpartum, recovering physically, bleeding, in pain, barely sleeping, dealing with breastfeeding struggles, crying every day, and trying to hold it together. And the person who promised he'd be my support system is not here. We fight every time we talk on the phone now. He acts irritated, like me needing him is an inconvenience. I feel rejected, lonely, and ashamed that even my own husband doesn't want to be around me during such a vulnerable time. His mother has always been the tough type, and I've learned not to expect anything from her, but him, this behavior is shocking to me. I feel blindsided. I know she keeps telling him that husbands should not stay at the in-laws for too many days because people might think low of him. I don't know what's hormones, what's real, what I'm overthinking, or what is genuinely wrong. Is it normal? Are postpartum emotions making me read too much into things? Or is my husband genuinely abandoning me emotionally when I need him most? How do I handle this? Do I talk to him more, give him space, call him out, or accept that this is how things are going to be? I feel so lost. Okay, so in this story, there isn't too much details about the mother-in-law, so it seems actually like this is mostly the husband. I can speak from experience because me and my wife just had a baby 5 months ago. I was fortunate enough to have 5 weeks of paid leave, so I was able to be there for my wife. But also, we did have help from her in-laws. Her parents were an extreme help during this time, and whenever my mother could come over to help, she did as well, but to be honest, it seems like he's not really thinking of you too much. A solution that I would propose is maybe someone from your family could stay over to help care for you and the baby while he's working. If that's not possible, then he should just suck it up because you're the one that gave birth. I'm definitely not going to affirm a husband's behavior after the wife gave birth. Your main priority is your wife in this time. For sure. Okay, let's read some comments. Call this selfish man out. This has nothing to do with his worthless mama. He is terrible, and I'm sorry that you're going through this. Congratulations on your new baby, though. Okay, this is a pretty new post, so there's not many comments to look at, but most of them are agreeing. This is mostly about the husband and what the wife needs during this time, what the mother needs during this time. Your baby needs you, your wife needs you. Be a man, do the right thing. All right, well, that's it for today. Hope you had a wonderful time reading these stories with me, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.